Hello, my name is Elaine. I'm from 0x02 Lab, Australia. We mainly organize blockchain community in Australia, and we're trying to be the biggest blockchain hub in Australia. And we manage blockchain investment fund as well. And another thing is that we do research in blockchain industry. For example, the artificial intelligence-based blockchain algorithm. And tonight we're going to interview Mark, and who is the mathematician of our team, and he will tell you exactly what we're doing right now. And Mark, nice to meet you. Good to have you today.
Good to be here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can you please introduce yourself a little bit to start with?
I studied maths and computer science at the Australian National University. Before I began working here at Perpetual Labs, I was doing a Masters of Computing. I consider myself to be a mathematician first, with like some development and other related, anything to do with STEM proficiency, but mostly development, software stuff.
Okay, so since you joined the team, so what have you been developing?
I've been the lead developer for the trading bot, which is just a robot that does algorithmic trading in the crypto space, specifically on the Binance Smart Chain.
Okay, what does it do exactly?
It buys low and sells high.
Okay, so by leveraging this arbitrage bot, what products do you offer to the customers?
I don't offer anything, I'm just the developer.
Okay.
But my understanding is that there's supposed to be a development there's supposed to be an investment fund whereby investors can put in their money, give it to the bot, and the bot will multiply that money.
Okay. So you've joined the team for like 3 months already, right?
Correct.
So what do you think that this job experience has brought to you?
A lot of understanding about how blockchain works. Before I came here, I knew very little about it. I'd heard of Bitcoin and I'd heard of Ethereum, and that was the extent of it. Since then, I've gained a huge amount of experience working with it, understanding about how it works under the hood, what it can do, some of its potential, as well as working on a real world certain project.
So based on your 3 months experience with our company, so do you understand what the company is doing, and where do you think that the company is heading into the future?
The company aspires to be a pretty big deal. The biggest blockchain organizer and developer in Australia. So there's a lot there. So I'm only working on this one small part of it. After this, I'd like to be working in developing other DeFi products or any other products on blockchain.
Blockchain Australia is heading to. So is it well positioned in the world?
I honestly have no idea. I've only been here for 3 months. I know a bit about the technology. I don't know that much about about the environment around the world. It's Australia. We have a very well-educated workforce. I think that we do as well as anyone. And
what's your expectation for the future of the blockchain industry in general?
Well, it's been growing pretty meteorically for the past year or so, as developers they've been bridging the gap between traditional finance and blockchain technology. When it first came around, it could only do a handful of things, making payments with Bitcoin, for example, and even that was in many ways markedly inferior to traditional finance. But since then, with things like Uniswap, with all these other DeFi products that have been developed over the past few years, blockchain is becoming a credible competitor for almost everything that you can do with finance. And as the remaining gaps get filled and even improved upon, I think that we're going to see it continuing to grow.
Yeah, definitely. And you've been joining some events of our blockchain hub, right? So what experience do you have?
I just met a few other developers in the field, heard people speaking about things like the legal and social implications of it. I'd recommend listening to those talks rather than listening to me, quoting them.
Okay. And so far, what challenges have you faced in your work, especially?
Like I say, blockchain is still pretty immature. There are some things that it does so worse than traditional finance, some things that it does so barely at all. And trying to work around those can be really challenging at times. Also, it has certain artifacts of being so purely computational, so that traditional finance does things like front running that's you just don't need to worry about in traditional finance. And trying to deal with those things is quite a headache, but that's a technical challenge.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all for today, and thank you for watching.